Hello, welcome to Painted Forest, and today I'm doing kind of an unusual design for me. It's going to be this sort of golden spheres in a blue background, and the circles are going to show through this amber colored glass. And it's a design that I've actually had for a long time, and I'll show some of my inspiration. It's not exactly Mondrian, but it's close enough that I figure that's what I'll talk about for the hint of history part. Of course, the first thing to do is to draw the design full size and get everything set up. Piet Mondrian was a Dutch painter who lived from 1872 to 1944. His style started out rather traditionally. He created many paintings and etchings of landscapes and still lifes that were popular in the Netherlands at the time. In the early 1900s, he was still painting from these themes, but they became noticeably more about line and color rather than realistic depictions of his inspiration. And I love these paintings because they're such a mix of abstract and reality. And this shift was largely influenced by the post-impressionists that he associated with. Alright, now the tricky part. I haven't actually decided what designs to put in the blue rectangle areas or the circles. In 1909, he became a member of the Theosophical Society, a spiritual, philosophical group, and from then on his paintings reflect his attempts to visually represent concepts of harmony, spirituality, and rhythm, rather than physical objects. In 1912, as he was attaining recognition in artistic circles, he moved to Paris to be closer to avant-garde Cubists and other painters. Because of the beginning of World War I, he moved back to the Netherlands, and his paintings became even more focused on lines and the mathematical construction of the universe. In 1917, he co-founded the art movement of de stijl, which removed realistic subjects and instead focused on simplifying art to lines, primary colors, and neutrals to convey a true vision of reality. He also called this style neoplasticism. He continued to streamline this style for several years and became more and more well known for it. In the late 1930s, he moved to New York City to escape increasing political tensions that would eventually erupt into World War II. There, he was inspired by the vibrancy of life in the city and produced some of his most famous paintings, including Broadway Boogie Woogie, where he replaced the black lines entirely with color. Mondrian unfortunately died of pneumonia in 1944, but he left a legacy of pure abstraction in art. So I have done my paint tests and decided the colors that I want to use. I'm going to start painting on the layer that is closest to the viewer. I like how right now these look like they're from two completely different pieces of art, but they're gonna be the same painting. Right now they're just very different. Now I'm just painting the dark blue on the back of the front pane of glass. Alright, so now I just need about 87 more coats of this dark blue to make sure that it's really opaque, and I'll be all set. Hi! Thank you for watching to see how this piece turned out, and Honestly, it's a really quirky little one. I love the juxtaposition of the angular parts with the circles and round bits, and the colors, especially with light shining from behind it, turned out really vibrant, really good. And of course I'll show some pictures after this, and you can see it in a better light. But, and actually I just realized that I tend to think of it this way, but it can sit, you know, however it kind of works out, whatever, because it's very abstract. Alright, I hope you had as much fun watching that as I did making it. If you did, please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!